All right. So I got something today. I was doing some solo role play and then this came up. In sales, it makes it easier for you to close deals or at least have the conviction and the confidence when you have something on your own, which you actually believe, and it's not a script that you copied from somewhere else, right? For example, when it comes to partner objection, you see anyone who is following the NEPQ framework mostly will use 90% of the time, have you heard the phrase, heavy as the head, wears the crown? But when you are in sales and you have followed sales, you have been in this zone for a lot of times, okay, this is something that I'm copying from someone else, which comes from a belief that's foreign to you and not ordinary, or something that your cognitive development produces, right? So I feel that I always try to come up with things that actually makes more sense for me, from the combinations of trainings that I have taken, from the people that I have followed, because everyone is selling, and that means everything is working. Now I need to find out what is the best option for me as a cumulative of all of these tactics. Now when it comes to when someone says impulse buy, right? Hey, why don't let me take like a week, I'll think about it or something like that. Then you go deeper and ask that question. They will usually say, I mean, nothing much. I just like to think it over, because I don't make impulse decisions ever. I usually don't make impulse decisions, so that's why I would like to not make a decision right now. And so this is what I came up with, right? So impulse buying. Impulse buying is the term. The meaning of Socratic questioning is like you win arguments without actually, being combative, where you actually have empathy and try to understand and have like a adult conversation, right? So when someone says impulse buying, what does actually impulse buying mean? So you can actually, I was doing this role play and this is how it came out. So, okay, so when you say impulse buy, what does that specifically mean? They'll be like, oh, you know what, making decisions on the spot, like buying something without thinking about the outcome. Okay, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate you sharing that. Now, what makes you feel that you not making impulse buy, or you making impulse buy, and you always being sticking to this way of decision making? How has that added or taken away things from your life that makes you feel this is worth keeping? Right? What exactly has happened that made you feel, okay, you know what, this is what I have been doing, this is the reward I have got, and this is the reason why I need to keep doing it? Then they will say, oh, you know what, it just saves me a ton of money, ton of time not doing the wrong things. I can not do a lot of things which, if I don't think on, I might be jumping onto these opportunities which might burn a lot of money for me and stuff like that. Then you can ask, okay, I appreciate you sharing this with me. I mean, when you say impulse buying, can I share my perspective on it? Like, this is how I think about it. This is my point of view on it. Can I share that point of view with you? And mind you, this is something that I do at all times. Even 2 days back, which is true. I mean, today, I did an impulse buy. I did a shopping for worth of $500, like equivalent. So that's like $50 to $60 in Indian rupees. I did that as well today. It was an impulse buy. I did not go to buy all these things, but I bought it because it just made sense. Sometimes I do impulse buy, sometimes I don't do it. This is like my point. Now I can ask them, hey, from my point of view, can I share something? My point of view on this. Yeah. Now, mind you, I also do this. I'm on your situation here. I actually absolutely understand where you're coming from. What are you trying to avoid? Because I have been in your state. I still am at certain scenarios. The definition of impulse buy to me is when you make a decision without thinking about the consequence, that's an impulse buy. But there are ways of outcome that we get from an impulse buy. When we do take a decision on the spot, we tend to get negative outcomes and we tend to get positive outcomes. So the decisions that we take, which gives us rather a negative outcome, we can potentially say that, hey, it's an impulse buy and we should avoid it. Would you agree? Yeah. Similarly, when someone takes a decision which is right on the moment, at this moment, when the opportunity comes in, they take a decision without, a second thought, and the outcome is positive, would you say that impulse buy gave them a better situation in life where they started from as compared to where they started from? Okay, so can we say that an impulse buy which results in a worst situation for us from where we started is something to avoid, and an impulse buy or impulse decision where we end up in a better place than where we started is a positive thing that we should be focused on? Okay, from this conversation so far, the questions that I've asked you, the answers that you have given, and the questions that you have asked and the responses I've given from the information that we have so far, do you have all the points checked out that will make it not an impulse buy? Or do you feel that we have something that will get us to a better outcome or a worse outcome if we take this decision today? Oh, definitely a better outcome. Why specifically? Oh, because I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that, I'll get this. Okay, so would it be fair to say that this impulse decision will get us to a better place while saving time in between? Yeah. All right, so now getting back to your, ask that, hey, I want 7 days. So I'm pretty sure since we have established that this will get us to a better position, we know that this is going to save us time. How do we actually make sure that time is not wasted? Like what specifically, apart from what we have discussed today, do you want to go through in your mind that will make you feel that I have all the checkpoints covered and now I can actually make the decision and get to the positive outcome that I know we will get to? What are the things that are missing? They possibly will be mentioning one or two things. Then you can say, if this or whatever, you take care of those things, we'll take care of this way, we'll take care of this way, anything else, and they're like, no, nothing else. So and then maybe you could connect to your closing questions. But the impulse buy thing can be divided into impulse decisions that takes you to a worse situation than where you started from, and which takes you to a better position where you started from. The better one is always good because it also saves you time, which you'll never get back in your life. And the worst one is, of course, you should avoid it because, you will lose time and money, and you will be, in a worse situation emotionally as well, possibly, right? So it's absolutely something to be, to reject. But how can we make sure this one comes to us every single day? Like we should get opportunities, which needs to be an impulse buy so that we can save time and progress faster. How can we make an impulse buy every single day and make sure that impulse buy is actually connected to, taking us to a better situation? What needs to be there for this to be an impulse buy, which actually takes there? Is the ROI specifically? What were the checkpoints that needs to be taken care of? ROI, okay, what else? Time, okay, what else? Quality, okay, what else? Assurance, okay, what else? Guarantee, okay, what else? Nothing else, right? Nothing else. Maybe compliance, okay, what else? Nothing else. So if I can take care of all these 6 things, then we can assure that we are going to be in a better situation than where we started, right? So would you say it's wise to spend more time to get to the decision which we already know is there? Or would you say it's wise to save that time so that we can get started, so that by the time you take a 7-day gap and then come to me with the same decision that we can already make right now, by that time I can already start getting the results for you? Which one would be a better situation for us to be in 7 days from now? So what would you like to do? Close it.